So exercise 6, part 2 here is the thought upgrading and emotional processing tool, also referred to as the transformation method. This is an extremely powerful tool. I highly recommend using this tool anytime you're going through some kind of painful event, triggering event, you feel emotionally unresolved, because the only reason we feel pain or suffering is the pain is the unmet needs, the suffering is the meaning we give to the needs not being met. So maybe we have an unmet need for feeling connected or loved, and we then say, oh, it's because I'm not worthy, oh, it's because I'm a bad person, oh, it's because I'm unlovable. Now we have the suffering, the story we tell about that. So what we're doing here is we're getting clear about this, and we're working to disidentify from our story that painful narrative, take a look at it, witness it, and then try to question the perception we have, try to see it differently, and then also try to meet our unmet needs. It targets both. It targets the only reasons we can feel emotional pain or suffering. And so this is something I recommend doing on a daily basis. And if you do this daily, and every time you go through something or you're triggered or frustrated, if you use this tool, eventually your brain will start thinking this way, and we'll be able to move through these steps very quickly, and it'll help you to resolve things much faster. So we're going to do one together. So let's imagine you're doing this every evening and you're practicing this in the evenings as part of an evening routine for 10 minutes. So maybe you say, okay, what feels unresolved today regarding any person? And of course, you can just refer to this if you are literally feeling triggered, and you can just go to this. It doesn't have to be part of a routine. You can go to this when you are triggered. And maybe you say, I feel upset about my coworker talking behind my back at work today. Maybe you found that out. Okay, so then we look. Okay, it's not the situation, it's the meaning we give to the situation. So what do I believe the meaning is because of this? And maybe you say, I believe people will think that I'm unworthy. They will think I'm a bad worker. I believe people think something is wrong with me. Okay, so you can pick up core beliefs. You can also have just random thoughts about it, right? You might just say, I think people are shaming me behind my back. I think people are, gossiping about me on a daily basis. We have to really look at all the different types of meaning. And remember, the amount of suffering you're experiencing is going to be in direct proportion to how many stories you have about the event. So we're going to question it. Can I 100% know people are thinking I'm unworthy? So we're going to do it for each one. So let's say 1, people think I'm unworthy. Maybe you say, I can't know for sure because I can't read people's minds. People will think you're a bad worker. Can I know 100%? No. Okay, people think something's wrong with you. Can you know 100%? No, not necessarily. Okay, so then we're looking for the actual opposing proof. The subconscious mind speaks through emotion and imagery. It doesn't speak through language. So we're trying to find opposing proof. So we use our conscious mind to communicate to our subconscious mind, which is where these thoughts are hurting us from. Okay, these subconscious autopilot thoughts, because of these pre-programmed beliefs or ideas we have about ourselves. So let's take a look at people will think I'm unworthy. So what's opposing evidence? Why may people not think I'm unworthy? Maybe we say people might not think I'm unworthy because they know that I'm a hard worker. Maybe you also say people know that he or she, whoever the person was who's gossiping about you, people know that she is a gossiping person and talks about everyone. Okay, so again, you're poking holes in this original narrative you have. So you're seeing it from both sides. We're trying to return to fair and balanced thought, not overly investing in one side of the narrative without also taking into consideration the other. Why will people think that you're worthy? People respect the work I do. Maybe you say, people know I try hard and I get good performance reviews. Whatever it might be, you're just coming up with whatever is specific to your situation. You're poking holes. You can start by looking at the situation itself, like why the actual narrative doesn't make sense. So for example, people know she's a gossiping person, so they know that about her. Then you can look at, why am I worthy? So then you're opposing, I feel unworthy, why am I worthy? You're opposing the exact idea there, okay? So you can kind of come at it from multiple angles. Then we might go on to number 2. They will think I'm a bad worker. Okay, so what's opposing proof? Well, why will they not think I'm a bad worker? Well, they may think I'm a bad worker because, again, it may relate to the same first ideas, but you may say, my boss has said great things about me to everyone. Maybe you say, people see me staying late after work. People know I'm a good person and care about the work I do, whatever it might be, right? And then why do I know I'm a good worker? I see myself learning and growing each day. And you're going to go through and, why would other people in the context of the situation I'm triggered by, and then myself, how do I know that I'm a good worker? So we're basically here to do that work, and now we're communicating and equilibrating at the subconscious level where it really matters to release the pain. And this is the most important step in order to do that. And then we go, okay, and what do I need in this situation? Maybe you say, I need to speak up to my coworker and tell her it isn't appropriate. Okay, what is a strategy to get this need met? Maybe you say, I will have a conversation with her tomorrow at lunch and plan this evening specifically what I'm going to say and what I need her to hear. Okay, so you're just getting everything anchored in, clear, making sure it's very simple, you have it in front of you, and you can go from there. And by addressing this, working through the stories, equilibrating those one-sided ideas, seeing it from a fair and balanced perspective, and then strategizing on behalf of your need, you're going to feel your emotion and that charge and trigger go from something very strong, like maybe an 8 or 9, to, a 2 or maybe a 3 until you actually get the need met. And then you should feel 100% relieved. And this makes things actionable. It helps us get clear. It helps us work through negative stories we have. And as we rinse and repeat this, we also reprogram ourselves at the same time and build a relationship to our own needs by investigating often.